Trump is disqualified.
Call your representative.
Trump is disqualified.
Call your representative.
Trump is disqualified.
Call your representatives.
Trump is disqualified.
Call your representatives.
Trump is disqualified.
Call your representatives.
Trump is disqualified. Call your representatives.
Insurrectionists cannot be president.
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 Call your representatives.
Where were you? And I'm going to say, where were you? What were you doing? This is what we were doing, right? What were you doing? So there's a lot of, I know there's a lot of emotion also, and that's fine. This is emotional. This is personal, because it affects everyone here and everyone we're connected to, and it affects the entire planet. I mean, that's the thing. This is a planet-wide. Having tomorrow will influence the rest of the history of this world. So. That's how big it is that what you're doing. So
Act now! Act now! Act now! Act now! Act now! Act now!
And I have to be honest, as we are being, and we have to tell you some of the stories that we've had. Jessica and I were, after we finished our first one of our rally on Friday in Franklin Park, we headed over to Congress, and it was getting late in the day, and we got the opportunity to go into some of our representatives' offices, and like the amount of just kind of like, you know, pushback or just almost negligence that we received. We were just, I was in disbelief, and it's a very critical time, very critical day that we could have talked with folks. So it is on your hands. The blood is on your hands, because we have been, and been here, have been, even before this time, have been putting the word out and sounding the alarm, and we need you to pay attention. And this kind of thing, no, nothing to see here. Yeah, there's a lot to see here. We know that you know. And it almost feels like it's intentional. You know that you can do this, and you are intentionally avoiding it, and so avoiding your responsibility. Yes, and so that is neglect.
Yeah, but we're talking a lot negative right now. I want to just talk about the positive that is on the horizon for these lawmakers. Do they understand? Do they understand what absolute heroes they would be? The kind of support that would come from this country and the world if they rise up tomorrow and object to Donald Trump's illegal presidency? Is it going to be will there be some uncertainty? Will there be some procedural chaos? Maybe. Will there be some, you know, stochastic terroristic threats? Maybe, but that's why we have laws in place.
Yes, that's right.
That's why we have law enforcement.
Right.
We are not an anarchy. We can handle it.
Of course it
we
is.
have to uphold the rule of law. Can you imagine the kind of celebrations in the streets there would
the
be
joy
tomorrow?
that would
the
return.
joy, the relief, the exhale. If these
Imagine
leaders
that.
stand up tomorrow and object, if a few patriotic Republicans join that objection and get that majority that is required to uphold it, can you imagine the accolades, the praise that will come to these people if they do what's right?
Joy from even those who didn't vote.
Yes. Can you imagine the joy from the Trump supporters who now are regretting having voted against him because they know that hardship that our billionaire overlord Elon Musk has promised is actually coming, and their economic situation is not going to be any better. The joy from so many people who are not afraid of their neighbors being rounded up in concentration camps, from our members of our military who aren't worried about an unconstitutional order coming down from the commander-in-chief, from our neighbors in the free world in Ukraine and Eastern Europe, from our allies in NATO.
Joy. Trump and Musk don't know the Constitution. How can they uphold it if they don't know it?
They don't care.
They don't care. They just want to bulldoze over all of our freedoms.
Your money talks. That's what they hear.
We need heroes.
All right.
If we ignore the Constitution now, it's all meaningless.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it's like a joke. It's like a joke. If you don't do what it says right now in black and white, it's a joke.
Yeah,
if you
walk over
expect
here to
any
the
text
Korean
of that document
monument.
to uphold any other freedom
Right.
that we have,
If it's,
any other safeguard that we have in the next 4 years, the people out there that I respect, again, in the pro-democracy litigation space, who are saying we're going to fight like hell, we need to fight like hell right now. To me, it's a joke that we think that any of the laws that have functioned are going to function after this.
Right.
If we ignore the most consequential one that would allow a man who has zero allegiance to the Constitution, who will lead a deadly insurrection to overturn the will of the people, back in the White House in violation of it.
Right.